Hey guys, it's week one after Sprigs have been down for about 6 or 7 days now. A lot of people think, okay, Sprigs are down, water's on, places on autopilot, not much else going on. Quite the contrary, and I got a lot more to show you here. And while it is true that a lot of the physical labor to get these greens ready and sprigged has been done, there's still a lot more intense details that go into the success of these greens over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Physically checking the arcs on the sprinklers to make sure they're rotating, make sure they're evenly watering the entire area of the green can make or break you in a lot of ways. As if you miss a corner, miss a section of the green, and don't get it watered, it's gonna suffer. I know a lot of times people wonder just exactly what I carry in the back of my cart with me, but for this week especially, you can kind of see what I've got. I got some extra sprinkler parts, different sizes, different fittings. Obviously, I've got a array of tools that I can use to tackle these heads, and then basically this is just full of sprinkler parts, sprinkler nozzles, different things that I need to be able to tackle, even charts of performance of nozzles and all that stuff, so I can make sure that these suckers are working properly. This is where a lot of the action happens, especially during the sprigging process when you're watering constantly. You can hear the motors running in the background, but this is my pump station for the pecan course. You can see right here, I also have the ability with this machine. This is my fertigation control system. Allows me to control fertilizers that can be injected. And here we have in the mix tank where I can come in and mix product, different fertility, different fertilizers. And then this system will allow it to inject into this port, into the main pipe system that goes onto the golf course. So with each sprinkler that goes on, I'm getting a little bit of added fertility as we continuously water throughout the day. Here's 11 green. This one's only 6 days old. Really good coverage. Really good growth. Lots of green material. Really starting to pop. So I'm sure you're thinking, how complicated can a sprinkler head be? Well, you can see these suckers are large, about 16, 18 inches long. Probably not what you're gonna find at your house. You know, you got the body, which is gonna have a series of valves inside that allow the head to come on. You got the electrical, you got the solenoids. The electrical can control them off and on. And you got what I call the innards, or the conversion assembly, the inside part that actually does the rotation. You know, you got a cap, you got a retainer that kind of holds the sprinkler in place, spring that allows the head to go up and down as the water pressure, you know, turns the sprinkler on. And you've got a riser seal that kind of seals it, allows all the water to come through the nozzles, nowhere else. And you got these couple pieces down here. You've even got on the inside of there, you've got kind of a system of filters that, you know, weeds out any grass or anything that might get in there and clog up the nozzle. So then you got nozzles front, nozzles back if you need them. You know, an adjustment on the top to allow to adjust the arc of how high it goes, or, you know, there's a lot of moving parts to this. So I've got 100 of these on the greens alone, and they're watering one minute every 10, 20 minutes a day. You can imagine that if something's not right with this, it can cause a major problem on the greens. Typically when you sprig greens, after the first couple days, all the green material is gone and you've got nothing but brown, and all that viable material is cut into the soil, and that plant's stored up for energy for that. But with these sprigs that we got, we never really lost color. You know, there's some plants where you could still see were green when they got here, and these things have just kept going since. So I would say that probably advances us, you know, maybe a week or so in the mix. But you know, it's good to get them in the ground, get a lot of water on them, let them do their own work. So as you can see, a lot of my time this week has been dealing with irrigation, dealing with sprinklers, but this work on irrigation goes back 4 or 5 months before this project ever started. You know, we looked at each green, moved sprinkler head locations, we raised sprinkler heads, we replaced old bodies that were broken, needed to be replaced. Last year we invested in all new conversion assemblies, which are basically the innards of the sprinkler that, you know, instead of old school full circle where we watered the green and everything outside the green, you know, these are part circle, allowing us to dial that water in specifically on the green itself. So all those little details go into the success that we're about to encounter as we grow these greens in. So while the greens are getting the majority of the attention, and rightfully so, the other areas of the golf course are really benefiting from the closure. Being able to fully heal, take up all those additional nutrients and resources that we're putting into the cultural work, the mowing, the watering, really starting to benefit and going to be awesome. So this has been a really good, successful week. You know, it didn't seem like a lot was going on behind the scenes if you were watching from a golfer's perspective, but there was a lot of small little details that are going to make or break us over the next 6 or 8 weeks and even on into the future. So I'm really excited about next week. Really excited to show you guys that next step as these greens mature a little bit more, start to get a little bit firmer, a little better root structure. We'll be able to get on them and probably end up starting to mow next week, top dress, do a couple extra fertility applications, get these things really pumped and going. But for the first week or two, it's all about the water, getting it dialed in just perfectly, and then it sets your course for the next few weeks after that. Look forward to showing you more next week.